YouTube, man, what's up? CedFx here, back with another video. I know I've been gone for a while, and it's all for like great reasons. You know, I didn't just go up YouTube and disappear on you guys for no reason. But I am back now, and the reason I was gone, because I had to lock in. I ain't gonna lie to you, I had to lock in, y'all. As you guys can tell now by the title, I have passed the MyForexFunded challenge. And it was the 20K challenge. Just wanted to start off a little light, you know what I'm saying? Something pretty light so I could kind of get a feel for it, see how it was going to be. And then within like the next couple months, I do plan on taking the 100K challenge. But we have finally passed the challenge. And I think I've been gone from you guys for like a month. But I wasn't taking the challenge the whole month. The first time I disappeared, I had just dropped the US 30 video, I believe. And I was like, okay, I want to see something. I want to see how many people are going to watch this video, tune into this video, and actually learn from this video, because I feel like that was one of my best videos on my channel. And I really wanted to give you guys time to learn from that video. And if anybody new was coming to my channel, I wanted that to be the first video that they saw, or it was going to be the most recent video on my channel. So I really wanted people to tune into that video, feel like it was one of my best videos on my channel. Then the second reason, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna step out on faith and take this challenge. So then I started locking in on that. So it was like, all right, I'm gonna delete everything. You know what I'm saying? I deleted all social media, anything that I felt like would distract me. Not saying that you guys would distract me, but I just locked in on the challenge. I wasn't focused on anything else. And I still did record videos, like I kept Zoom calls and stuff from me taking the challenge and my thought process throughout the challenge and stuff like that. And I may add like little bits of that into this video. But what I'm going to do today, I am going to go over like my most recent trades, what actually allowed me to pass the challenge. Because I didn't pass it on my first attempt. Just being straight up, I didn't pass it on my first attempt. Came very close. Like when I say close, I know some people are gonna be like, bro, how did you not pass this? But I literally came like $75 close, like, to passing the challenge. But crazy stuff happened, which I want to get into a little bit as well, probably in another video. I'm gonna drop a tips and tricks, not tricks, but tips to allow you guys to like pass the challenge, that will keep y'all right mentally and help y'all on the charts as well, hopefully. But that's what we're going to cover today in this video. Going over my trades, showing all my trades history. I'm gonna show you guys the accounts and everything like that. And also, just letting you guys know, your boy's back now. I'm going to be dropping weekly content again now. Since I have passed the challenge, you guys are going to be seeing the trades that I took previously to pass it, and now you guys are going to be able to see like the trades that I take for the future. So with this 20K account, you guys are going to see still my journey into freedom. So this is a major step in our journey into freedom series, a huge jump from $1,000 to 20K. It's pretty amazing to me, and something that I don't think it has honestly hit me yet until I get like my first withdrawal, honestly. But it is something that is like it feels good. I feel relieved. I feel like I finally have breathing room now, and I feel like I'm finally able to make a way, you know, out of this rabbit hole that I feel like just most people are stuck in, working jobs and just figuring out a way to try to make it through life. You know what I'm saying? And I was one of those people. So I feel like I finally got like a breath of fresh air. I finally got a light at the end of this tunnel, you know what I'm saying? And now it's just time to make something out of it and keep on pushing to the end and keep on, you know, just opening doors for myself. So now it's time to really lock in, you know what I'm saying? I locked in to pass the challenge, but now it's time to actually do something with that and really, really, really make a way for myself and start living the life that I've been wanting to live for a long time now. So let's go ahead and hop into these charts, man. I'm just really excited to be back, excited to start back making videos and editing and just giving you guys great content, great knowledge. And if you guys do want to watch me behind the scenes, get more one-on-one teachings and stuff like that, I do have a course. I've been having a course for a while now, so I'm going to drop that link in the description. You guys can get one-on-one calls. You guys can learn how to trade from the beginning to the advanced portions of trading, starting off with the mindset, because that was one of the toughest things with this challenge, the discipline and the consistency. Because most people, when they're trading, they start off with like $100, maybe $1,000. With 20K capital, a lot of people don't know what to do with that. A lot of people don't understand the risk management that comes into it and don't understand, or they're just not used to trading like a lot of money. They're not used to being $1,000 in drawdown, or like, you know, seeing their account red for over $500 and stuff like that. So that's the part that's going to get a lot of people, and that's why I also can't wait to drop my tips video for you guys. But enough talking, man. Let's go ahead and get into these charts so I can show y'all how I actually passed the challenge and what trades allowed me to. And y'all kind of gonna be shocked, because to be honest, it's not many. All right, what's up, y'all? So first, starting off with my account, I want to show y'all phase one. I had to make 1,600, and I ended up making $2,379. And yeah, I passed it in really one day. You guys can see I ended up taking, so on the 5th of August, you guys can see, started off losing a little bit, and then I made 1,621 on this sale, and then these combined trades right here got me up to 2,000, nearly for 1,500. So I passed the trade, and I passed phase one in really a day. Now, I did not know, just for a tip for you guys, you still have to trade, because you have a minimum of 5 days to pass the phases. So if you do pass it early, you can take like small trades just to fill in the rest of the 5 days. You know what I'm saying? Take just a 0.01 lot size and just open and then close the trade immediately, just so y'all can fill in the rest of those 5 days and get done with the phase. So I did not know that, which is why it makes like a huge jump from the 5th and then to the 11th, and you know, so on. So I just waited those 5 days out, and I was like, okay, I passed phase one. I'm just chilling now. I'm just wait till I get on to phase two, and then I know that I had to, you know, take some more trades. So just a little tip for you guys right there. But I pretty much passed it within one day. I'll pretty much traded gold and Euro USD. So those two pairs that I traded that allowed me to pass it, and I'm gonna show those trades soon. Just show you guys the trading days. Took 19 of them on this one, and then boom. So yeah, I can pretty much see everything. But that's phase one account right there. And then on to phase two, we pretty much passed it within 4 days or 3 days. But as y'all can see, I got 56 days left. So this was another one that I passed early on, and I just pretty much waited to trade out. So, but on the 17th was, or the 16th and the 17th were the days where I actually passed the challenge. So on the 16th, I won a trade on GJ, $26. Then EJ for 336. Well, I won 2 trades on EJ, and then won 2 trades on GJ, and then won a trade on gold. So all of these trades combined is what allowed me to make $1,000. Just showing you guys the trade history, letting y'all see everything. You can go to the trading days for these as well. But here you guys go. Just letting y'all see everything is real. Showing y'all the wins and the losses, which I think I only took 1 loss or 2 losses on phase two. Really 1 loss. This one was an accidental trade. I didn't try to enter this trade, which is why I only lost $3. But this one right here, $50. That one was a real trade. I just minimized my loss on that one, which I'm going to show you guys like how I manage my risk as well. So that's one of the most important things. And then on phase one, I lost 1, 2, 3. I lost 3 trades and then won 3. So I lost 3 and then won 3. And I was done with phase one. So now let's get into the actual trades. All right, so here we are on the charts now. And first, we're going to start off with gold. So like I said, I did not pass it on the first attempt. I had came very, very close and was $75 away from passing the challenge. But you will see previous trades on my charts. As you guys see here with gold, I did win these 2 trades right here. So I won these 2, trading a simple break and retest of these 2 trends right here. And once we got the retest, I caught that first sale and I caught this second sale. Both of them had set me up really, really, really good, right? Like I said, I was only $75 away from passing the challenge. So then I ended up trading this resistance again right here, but it did not go in my favor this time. So try trading that resistance again, and let me go to it on the 1 hour so you guys can see it a little bit better. So got in over here, took like 2 entries, I believe. Took 2 entries, ended up losing those. Then it came up to this resistance again, and I took some more entries. And here it kept kind of going back and forth. Like as you guys can see, it's sold down right here. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna just let this trade rock. You know, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna just close my phone. And then I ended up breaking even because it had came back up. And then once it came back up, it started to look like it wanted to resist a little bit more. And started wicking out a little bit. And I took even more entries. So just kept on taking entries. And the market kept on going higher. Like I said, I was looking for a sale right here. So the market kept on going higher and I just kept on losing. And it knocked me out of the game. So then we get to the next account because I really trusted my analysis. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I really trusted my analysis and I really felt like the market was about to sell very soon. So what I ended up doing was I was like, okay, I'm pay for the challenge one more time, and I'm gonna take the same trade. Like this time, I waited a little bit more patiently though. So we got the bearish engulfing. The market had created resistance right here, came right up to it again, giving me a double top. And I don't really trade patterns, but I know some people will see this as a double top right here. So gave a double top right here. And then once it gave me my bearish candle, I waited for it to pull back a little bit so it could give me an entry. And that's exactly what ended up happening right here. And then by the next morning that I woke up, it had made this big drop, right? So also we ended up getting very, very, very high divergence around this area as well. So you guys, so here we was getting like from this high to this high, right? This is a higher high from here to here, right? But from on my TDI, we was getting a lower high. So that's on the 4 hour. We was kind of getting the same thing on the daily at the time. It may look a little bit different now. Nope, it still show it even more. So let me show you guys. Let me get rid of some of these markups. But here, the market from here to here, this is obviously a lower high. The market is still in a downtrend, right? The sell is still the most favorable market. So as I was looking to my left, we have a support right here. We got the wick rejection right here multiple times, right? Multiple times we get a wick rejection from here on the daily, here on the daily, and it was a support right here. You could kind of even count this resistance right here. So in my mind, I'm saying that we have a break and retest, but we also have very high divergence, like I was saying. This is on the daily now. So it's not a matter of if the market is going to sell, it's a matter of when. So in case you guys don't know what divergence is, like if you use the RSI or the TDI, you can use those as divergence indicators. And it basically is when your RSI and TDI shows something different than what the market is showing. So here we have a lower high, but on here we have a higher high. So it's showing me that the market is getting ready to sell. So I pretty much know the market is about to sell. And does it work all the time? No. Like I said, that's why entries are still very important. Just because you see divergence, that doesn't mean like just immediately hop in. No, you still have to be very, very careful with your entry, which is why I waited for that bearish candle to form. And I paid attention to that double top that was forming as well. And I wanted the market to tell me and show me that it was ready to sell down, right? So ended up getting those confirmations, and that was when I ended up entering after the market had pulled back a little bit. And this is why it's very important to use like multiple time frames, because that's how you're really going to get your entry. You know what I'm saying? It's very important that you use multiple time frames. So here, the market, like I said, formed this resistance. This is where the double top was. But on the 5 minute, kind of like a triple top a little bit. But here, we ended up getting this resistance. It sold down, pulled back just a little bit, right? This is why I first entered the market, mainly because my fib on the lower time frame, this was a 70% retracement, right? This was a 70% retracement. So it rejected off of my fib level and then started to form lower high. So we got a high right here, lower high, lower high, lower high. Perfect confirmations that the market is about to sell down. Now, as it's forming lower highs, of course, it's forming lower lows as well. But my main thing was I needed it to break this support level right here. I needed it to break this support level for my sale to continue on. So when it broke this support level, that was my confirmation that the sale was about to continue. And then when it came back and retested it right here on the 5-minute, that was even more of a confirmation right there. So in case you guys like probably missed this entry up here or even this entry right here, your next entry would have been on this break and retest right here. This would have been perfect, right? So that's why it's important to use multiple time frames, because if we go back to the hour, it probably go back to the hour, you can't really see that break and retest as clear as we did on the 5-minute, right? So that's why it's important to use multiple time frames whenever you're trading in the market. But that was my gold sale for phase 1. And then to go over my other trades, we took EU. So EU had pretty much a similar setup to gold, to be honest. And I actually entered both of those trades at the same time. So this was the EU trade. So EU had just broke the uptrend that it was in. So EU had well, EU was in an uptrend on minor structure, but the major overall structure was a downtrend, right? As you guys see here, we got the test of this downtrend. The market is still selling off. But I was trading this minor structure uptrend right here and the minor structure uptrend off of this red line as well. So both of those is what I was basing my trades off of. And you guys can see it's pretty similar to gold, right? Pretty similar to gold. Whereas I waited for that bearish candle and then entered in as it was starting to consolidate a little bit and pull back up. But got the break of this yellow or orange trend line right here. Then came back and retested it right here. And then I got my entry, or I got in on my entry right after we got the rejection off of that orange trend line. So now let's go deeper into it. All right, so after we got the retest, again, pretty much got like a double top right here. So resistance formed right here, which is right there at the retest. Then it came right back up. Now, since it had refused to break above this high right here that it had formed right here, and ended up falling short, that was a great confirmation like that it's going to respect that area and more than likely to sell down. Now, the question is, how far is it going to sell down? That is something that a lot of people struggle with, and it's hard for them to kind of understand a little bit. But me, I was just trading this to the previous support because I knew it was going to drop heavy after this retest. So after I got my bearish confirmation that the market wanted to sell down, I let it sell, and then I would wait for it to pull back a little bit. So it ended up pulling back right here. And this is where I entered at right here at the top of this candle. And it sold down, came back up, sold down, consolidated a little bit, right? But it never did break back above this resistance that formed right here. That was the main thing I was watching for. So it never did break above this resistance. So After that, because at the same time, it still is testing this red trend line right here. So it was bouncing off of that a little bit, then it finally broke, and same move that gold had made, that was the same thing that EU had did, where it gave that very, very, very strong bearish candle. So or selling candle. So both of those I had ended up winning overnight, because like I said, I took these trades late at night, and you can see the hour right here. 11 o'clock and regular time, 11 p.m. No, not 11, 9 p.m. And then by the time we woke up, TP was already smacked and I had passed phase 1. So one thing that I do want y'all to pay attention to with my risk in these trades was I wasn't losing more than $100. And if I did lose more than $100, that was because I did not set my TP yet and the market was moving a little volatile. But other than that, I wasn't losing more than $100. My maximum drawdown for the day was $1,000. I couldn't go and draw down more than $1,000. But in my trades, I was only risking $100. So that means I would have to lose 10 trades in a row in order for me to drop out of the challenge. It's hard for me to lose 10 trades in a row unless I over leverage or just do something stupid. But it's really hard for me to lose 10 trades in a row. So I made my risk as low as possible with these trades. So therefore I can mainly focus on the entries. I had to perfect my entries since my risk was so low, right? And that's even more so with gold, because I'm popping a standard lot size. So with the gold and the standard lot size, the market only had to move from 160 to 161. And I'm already $100 short, right? So I had to really, really, really be smart with my entries and watch my risk on gold, because I didn't want to risk a whole lot. So when I took my entries, I made sure that I had every confluence that I was looking for, and I also made sure that I had every reason to take that trade. I wanted to make sure that I was so confident with that entry that I didn't have to set a stop loss right at the start of it. All right. So I would enter a trade, let it ride for a little bit. Once I'm in deep enough profit, then I set a stop loss. That's how careful I had to be with my entries, to where I was confidently enough to do that. So that's going to take a lot of discipline, or it took a lot of discipline, and it just took a lot of chart time as well, like understanding what's going on in my market, understanding what's going on in the charts, but also understanding what's going on in the economy. You know what I'm saying? So those were the two setups that I took on gold and EU that allowed me to pass phase 1. Then we got on to phase 2, where it had broke this red trend line now. So it had broke below one of the major trend lines, and then came back and retested this area right here. Let me show y'all. So the reason I took this trade right here, go to the daily. All right, so I showed y'all the first gold trade was based off of the break and retest of this support right here. But this support is only at the bottom of the wicks, right? So after I had took my sale, like I was showing y'all, I had to let the rest of my days fill out, right? So I thought I just needed to wait 5 days, but I didn't know I still had to trade within those 5 days. So during the time I was just chilling, I wasn't even looking at the charts really, and I had took a week off from trading. So I took that week off, and then by the time I had came back, the market had now worked its way up. So at that time, I'm like, okay, the market didn't sell all the way down when it retested this support right here. So where could it possibly go up to next? The next one was the bottom of this candle right here. The top of this order block, but the bottom of this candle. The bottom of not the wicks, but where the candle actually started at and ended at right here. So after looking at that, I was like, okay, that's where the market could possibly pull back to next. So once I analyzed that, you guys see here that we got a perfect wick rejection. The wick came right up to the bottom of this candle right here and right up to this candle right here. And what I mean by candle is like the body, not the wick. I'm talking about the body of the candles. So it came up right to the opening and closing of the bodies of the candles, and it gave a perfect wick rejection right there. So after seeing that, I was like, okay, we got a nice little wick rejection on the daily. And then I got down to the 4-hour, and you guys will see we get this wick rejection, the market is failing to create higher highs, right? All it did was it came back to this wick right here, the top of this wick, closed off, and then rejected and sold back down. But we also have very, very, very strong divergence, right? Why is it that here on my TDI, I'm getting lower highs, but here on my chart, I'm getting higher highs? Again, it's not a matter of if the market is going to sell, it's a matter of when. So it's up to me to time it perfectly on my entries and try to find the best entry as possible. So, bringing back up my analysis and everything here, we finally got the break of this red trend line. So I showed y'all with the naked eye what I was looking at, but now with my technical analysis, all I was waiting for was a break of the trend line. So we got the break, and then we got the retest right here. I honestly had missed this entry right here. This was the entry I was about to take. Then it came back up and retested this high, this resistance right here, and then rejected again. So that was when I ended up getting my entry. Right as it broke this resistance. And if I go to the 5-minute, this is actually a breaking retest. So it had broke over here, right? We have resistance right here. I mean, a support that had turned into a resistance. Right here. So this was actually going on when I was doing a Zoom call, and I do got that Zoom call recorded. I'm trying to enter it in right here, but it failed to break above this high right here, and it's giving a hard rejection. So I kind of like to sell a little bit more. I'm gonna take a filler entry right here though, but it had broke, came back and retested it, and then from that point on, I think I entered on this retest right here, even though it's just a one candlestick retest. I don't know, I just was in it. You know what I'm saying? I just really felt it, and I was very confident in that trade. Now I did end up taking a filler on it, so that it wasn't what really allowed me to win, even though I would have won. Like I would have made, I think, $840. Yeah, $843 on this one trade right here. But I took a filler because this was a good entry, but it wasn't a great entry for me. I wanted it to come up to right here to this resistance, and I was going to copy entry right here. But I took that trade, came right here, and then we didn't have no drawdown, literally none. Only red that I saw was when I first took the entry, and that's only because the trade started off in the red. So I had took that trade, and then from that point on, it just was perfect. It went straight into profit and had smacked TP by the time I had woke up that next morning. So it was a great trade. And then my other trade on gold was a small buy, a very small buy that I ended up taking. And that was really just to finish it off. So before I get to that buy, I'm going to actually get to, I believe it was EJ and GJ were the trades that I took that had set me up for the final win that I needed. So we get to EJ. And here we was trading the retest of the downtrend that we was in. So we was trading the test of this downtrend. Now the reason I have it yellow was because this wasn't like a major structure downtrend. This was a minor structure. So if y'all haven't realized, like the colors of my lines, I either have a yellow, orange, or red. Those basically classify like the strength of that line. Now some of them, like this right here, this doesn't really classify that. I just was too lazy to change the color of it. But for the most part, my trend lines, they do indicate the strength of that trend line. So I was trading the test of this trend line, and I was looking for the sale. So my first analysis of the week was I was looking for the market to break this support, come back and retest it, and sell down. It broke it. It didn't really retest. But here we did get a we did end up getting a low. So I brought my field from this high to this low. And then I had my 70% retrace right at the test of this trend line. So with those two confirmations, I knew that it was going to sell off a little bit, at least a little bit, right? I didn't know exactly how much. Now, luckily, this timed up perfectly with the reward that I was trying to get anyway, because I ended up taking two entries. I had first took an entry right at the test of the trend line, but it had knocked me out at break even. So y'all. So I had first took the trade on the first test, right? Great trade. It went straight into profit. So I had moved my stop loss into break even, and then it had came right back up and had knocked me out at break even, and then it sold right back down again. So here I'm thinking, okay, my analysis still holds true. So I'm just re-entering into the trade. You know what I'm saying? I'm just get back in, which is what I feel like a lot of people should do. Like that's where a lot of people mess up at. They get knocked out and then they just feel like their analysis is wrong. No, your analysis still may hold true. You know what I'm saying? Just see if all your confirmation is still there and get right back in. So that's what I ended up doing. It sold right back down. Only thing was I ended up getting a lower entry than what I had at first. But other than that, I mean, it was straight. So The market had sold back down, and I got in as the market was buying up a little bit right here. So I had got right back in, and then it went straight to TP. So here I had took 2 entries and ended up making, let me see how much I made from that trade, just so I don't tell y'all any lies or nothing like that. So on this EJ trade, I made 339 off one entry and 338 off the other. So I had made great profit off of this trade right here. And then on GJ, it were pretty much almost the same setup, except I was trading off of my supply zone. So here I was trading on my supply zone. We got a strong wick rejection, and then we got almost twin candles right here. So obviously sellers are in this market right here as well, but really this is just a break and retest of this support over here. So support that had turned to a resistance, but we knew sellers were in this market, right? Now, how strong of a seller was in this market, that I did not know. So I was just going for guaranteed profits, right? Right here on GJ, I took the trade and it traveled to this support right here. Then came all the way back up. It almost knocked me out, but I continued to hold it because at this point, this was where I had re-entered on EJ. So I held my entry on GJ and I had re-entered on EJ. So here I'm thinking like, okay, this is obviously like still about to go down. Like I feel like it was still about to sell down. So since I had re-entered on EJ and GJ were kind of moving the same, kind of, I was like, okay, maybe I still have an opportunity to recatch a sale. You know what I'm saying? At least get something out of this. So I had took 2 entries on GJ that I was still holding, and it almost came back and knocked me out at break even, but it didn't. So I had moved my TP all the way up because my TP was down here to this zone, but it had formed this support right here because it wasn't looking like it was about to sell down a whole lot based off of how EJ was moving as well. So I moved my TP up on both of them because EJ TP was a lot lower as well. Moved my TP up to the previous support, and then that was where it ended up traveling to, and it had took me out with $203 on one trade and $209 on the other trade. So both of those entries had set me up really good and got me even closer as well. So both of those trades from EJ and GJ were really great trades. And at that point, I think I only needed to make $123. I only needed to make $123 to pass phase 2. And then I came right back off of gold and lost $47. But it was only because, like I said, like my risk was very tight. So I wasn't losing more than $100. I had set my thing to where I only wanted to lose $50. And I had set my stop loss to where I only wanted to lose $50 because that's all I was willing to risk at the moment. So here we had got down to this support. And at this point on gold, I'm like, okay, gold is about to continue to sell down, but let me see if I could catch a buy on a retrace. So here I had took this buy at this support right here. And I had got an entry at 1767.78. So right here was where I had copped the entry at this support level. So once I had got in, I was like, okay, this is a very bearish candle, right? And it looked like one of those candles that was, it pushed it down far enough just to knock out these buyers over here, but also just to push it into this demand zone that was over here as well. So I'm like, okay, this is just to push it into the support in the demand zone that it needs to be in so it can get a bullish run. Because it's always going to get to a certain level, or institutions always try to push the market to a certain level before it makes like a huge run. So that's what I was thinking at the time. And it had came into this zone. I had caught my entry like instantly. So once I had caught my entry, I was like, okay, I only need like $200. All right, I just want to make $200. That's all I wanted to make. So really, I was just trading it to the top of this candle right here. So from my entry, it had came very close. Then it had came back down, and then it had pushed up in this candlestick right here and had hit my TP. Then came back down a little bit, but just from here, this is what allowed me to actually finish the challenge off and pass. And this was like right like early in the morning. I was at work at the time, and I just remember like I was very excited. I was relieved. Um, and it felt like a lot of pressure was just lifted off my shoulders. So I'm very excited to see what the future holds now with this 20K challenge. And like I said, reason I only just did the 20K was just start off light to see how it was. But I do plan on taking the 100K within the next 3 months and setting myself up even more for success and just getting closer. Cause like I got places I'm trying to be. So I need to do everything that I can and use my talent to the fullest, you know what I'm saying? Because I really do believe that I can. Um, well, I really do believe that trading can get me there. And if it can, then I'm gonna put all I can into it to allow me to be as successful as I can be. So that's my mindset with these funded challenges. But I was, like I said, man, I was just very happy when I passed this challenge. Um, and if you do have the skill set to take these challenges, I definitely encourage everybody to. Especially if like you're all you need is capital. If you got the skill set and all you need is the capital, I definitely recommend you take these challenges. But before you do so, watch my tips video that I'm about to drop very, very soon. And hopefully it help you guys and set you guys up for success because it wasn't easy. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was getting very close, I was making about 1,000 within a day or even more. It's still very hard mentally. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. I don't really know how to explain it, but it takes a lot of discipline. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go over that in my tips video. So I feel like this video kind of dragged out long enough. So I'm gonna see you guys in this video, man. Thanks everybody for watching.